I ran across this beeswax thread conditioner that was my mother-in-law's. It's in a little plastic container that has slots in it, and you run your thread through there, and it waxes your thread. And the advantage of that is that your thread is stronger when it's waxed. It's also smoother and less likely to fray, and it's easier to work with because it's stiff and it's easier to put through the stiffer materials and like binding a book in our case. It also holds knots more securely because it just binds down closer together, reduces friction, and I think that was all the answers I found about why wax your thread. I'd been wondering about it. I thought, well, what's the advantage to that? But I found out. So one of the disadvantages that I heard about was that it's more acidic. But then I was looking into it, and beeswax itself it's like 7 on the scale, which is neutral, and is less acidic than coffee, obviously. So I don't know that acidity of beeswax is really a player. If you're dyeing your paper with coffee, then it's already acidic, more acidic than just paper that's, regular paper, which I don't even know what the base on it is. But if you're concerned about the acidity of the beeswax, then I think it's a moot point because you dyed your paper with coffee, it's more acidic than beeswax. So I figure if you want to wax your thread, then go for it. I'm not going to consider it a problem for it to be considered acidic. I have this little booklet I was going to sew together and show you how. Normally when I go to bind a book, I do 2.5 times the height or the length of the book where you're going to sew and cut that. But Rachel of Roxy Creations has another way that she does hers that I think is pretty cute and smart, and saves you on thread, because especially if you're using expensive linen thread or something like that, you don't want to waste it. I'm going to go ahead and punch the holes in this. But what she does is she does not cut her thread off ahead of time. She threads her needle onto the end of the spool, like I did with this needle. I threaded this off camera because I was having a hard time getting the needle to take the thread onto it. Now, if you want to wax this, I would suggest just running however much, like measure out the length that you think, which I did. This one is separate. I measured about what it would be, and it's about this much. So I have already done this. So I'll just do it one more time to show you. I'm going to pull this needle down here and wax most of it. Just put it through there and run it down as far, while it's still on the spool, as I expect to use. And if it's a little bit left over that's waxed, it won't bother me at all. So I'm going to do this about 3 times. Okay. And what Rachel does is for instance, if she's doing a 3-hole punch, and she threads her needle onto the thread that's on the spool, and then she goes ahead and sews a normal through the middle up to the top, down to the bottom, and back through the center. And you come out on this side of the center thread and just put it back. Try not to separate your thread when you do this, because that will cause you some problems in adjusting. So then you have it on your book, and obviously I've got a very long piece here. So what I would do is I would bring it back to about the length I want it to be, which is about like that. It's pretty good. I like to have enough to have, put a little charm on the end of it. And then you can pull up this centerpiece, pull that back through, and then through here. And I'm sure once you've done this a few times, you get a better feel for how far to pull it through the book, through the holes that you punched. And then you just want it to be pulled tight, and make sure it's on either side of the center thread, and then right over, that's left over right for me there, and then right over left. pull it tight. And then take off your clips. I didn't do a real great job of lining this up when I was putting it together, but that's okay. And then you have a little book. All of these pages came out of a scrap pack that I got at Walmart a long time ago. Their scrap packs now are not very good. They don't have variety in them. At our store, I don't know what it's like at your store, but at our store, they don't have variety in them anymore. They just are like some different colors of cardstock, it seems like. But anyway, that is the hot tip for the day. A couple of hot tips there. If you want to wax your thread, this is a great option. These are available on, I just did a quick Google search, and I saw them on Amazon, on Hobby Lobby, on Temu. I think Walmart had them on clearance. I'm not sure that, I think they may have quit having them in our store anyway. They are available, and just Google beeswax thread conditioner is what they call them. Most of the ones I saw are this kind of setup, but there are some other varieties too if you want something a little different or a little prettier. So anyway, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate all your comments and thumbs up, and I hope that you've enjoyed this hot tip series this time. I think this may be the last one for a little while. I don't know, but we'll see how I feel next week. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.